Huh?
Even though I know that's one of the best forms
I wish I'd gotten 2 batteries
after I
for
had
it.
surgery, I was walking a lot.
It's so damn expensive.
You should have got extra battery, you mean? What the hell did it cost them that?
2 bits.
Minimum, 20 minutes.
Yeah?
Anything, like swimming or walking or rowing. I bought a rowing machine.
Instant color,
Well, even
sound.
tennis, you know, you hit the ball
Pardon?
and stop.
Instant color and sound.
Because it's not as good as something that you're doing continuously, where you're working hard continuously for at least 20 minutes. You want to hear some interesting conversation?
Are we on?
Yep.
Are we on camera?
Yep.
This is my cousin Don. This is my cousin Helen.
Wait 1 minute.
Have that on. Oh my. Well, we're glad. Okay, now I can tell it better. This is my cousin Don O's, my cousin Helen Lund, and oh, here's Fritz back here. You got to remember him.
Yeah.
And here's Gracie Arcee and my Uncle John from Florida. Let's see. And you forgot to mention I'm your cousin too. Oh, Grace is my cousin too. Should I say you're the eldest? That wouldn't be nice. This is the youngest.
Youngest. That sounds
You know, I think Don is the youngest.
Yeah, I'm 58.
Yeah. He's the youngest of all us. And I'm 76, in case you're interested.
I'm going to be 90.
I'm going to be 90 over here.
I'm not telling how old I am. She's the youngest anyway. Come on, some more cousins. Come on.
Everybody, come on out here. Come on out here.
Naomi. Come on,
Uncle
Charles.
John, you're going to be 90.
Margaret, come on, November. Here.
90 in November. You were born in
96.
96.
Yep.
My mother was born in
Come on, Charles.
1890.
Bring me a little one. You're going to live to be 100. I bet you will too, John.
You
I
will.
really do. You were born in what year? Did you turn it off, Ron, for a minute?
1896.
Come on, Naomi. Margaret, bring your granddaughter. Bring your granddaughter. Bring your granddaughter. She'll add life to her.
My mom.
This is another dear cousin. This is Naomi Larson. Come on, George.
My mother died in 1890.
You have to introduce her as Uncle John's daughter. Oh, this is Margaret from California, Margaret Larson, and this is Uncle John's daughter and Margaret's little granddaughter. And here's George. This is Grace's son-in-law. Grace's son-in-law there. This little one is Uncle John's great-granddaughter.
Beat that if you can.
Yeah. We have.
What did Jimmy Durante used to say?
That's enough, Ron. You've got enough of us now.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't get Florence. Florence, you come on in. We didn't get
Lawrence,
Florence.
Lawrence.
We didn't get you in this.
Get Linda over here, too.
Charles. Linda. Linda. Come on, Linda. We want you too. You're mother of the baby.
Baby.
Get the
Linda, here comes Linda.
Baby.
baby.
Yeah.
Generation.
Where's your baby? There's baby.
This is Linda, and this is Uncle John's granddaughter, Margaret's daughter, and then Linda's little daughter. They got 4 generations. That nice?
Right, 4 generations. True.
Florence, don't you want to come and get this in this picture? No?
Did you get one, Charles?
Cut her, it's not running now. You can cut her off, right?
No, we didn't get chewing.
I mean, that's cut off now, isn't it, Ron? You don't want to leave it run, for nothing,
Yeah, turn
right?
it off for a minute.
You guys ain't gonna stand on your heads.
Well, no, I mean, once you're not going through anything down there, you cut it off. Don't you just don't leave it run? I mean, it's not running.
It's easier on a battery to leave it run than it is to turn it
Okay. How big of a beauty is it?
Got it.
off. Oh, you mean looking through it?
There you go.
You can
Want
zoom.
to get down and run around?
Look through there and move this lever up and down.
Run around?
Look through there. And move it. Take a picture of Jack. Point at Jack. Can you see Jack?
Yeah.
There you go. Over here, honey.
I'm right here.
Hi, Grandpa.
I'm sitting over by Grandpa, John.
Where you been?
Mama, what do you mean, Mama?
That's exactly what you see on television.
She wants to run some more.
It's not this small. I mean, you see the regular screen.
I mean, just what you see in there.
Yeah, just what you see is what you get.
Helen wants to take a picture now.
How about John's question?
Most photographed. You'll be the most photographed man around here, Grandpa.
Cameras don't break
Coming late?
Here comes Barb and Dave O's. And Vern O's. Come over this way. Come on, Dave. Yeah.
Here comes Betty.
Yeah, here comes Betty. That's Don's wife. And Jeanette.
Videotape or what is it?
That's
Videotape?
Together, because your battery will run out before mine, huh? These should be on. Ours doesn't work right. So we have to have, look at that, he's got a long, come on over here, regular microphone. Come on, are you going to interview them all, or do you want to?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to interview them, because the reason we're doing that is because we know who everybody is, but if your children or your grandchildren, it takes a long time, want to know who's who and how they're related, this gives them a chance to see that when we're all, hopefully, somewhere else. So, right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we do.
Let's see. Well, you want to start? How are we going to start this round? Then we can. And I think we can duplicate. You don't have duplicating equipment, do you? Do you have two? So
Yeah, I
we
got
can send.
two. Yeah.
Oh, she already interviewed us. Well, we got. We can put tape.
We're doing it again, aren't we?
Okay. Well, this generation wants to be together, huh? Okay. We can add him to the. We can.
on his film. See, they're on a different film there.
Yeah, we gotta do it. Let's start over here. You ready?
We were going to be in a movie.
We're gonna go.
We'd have dressed up here.
Which way
See,
is it?
Mother, why don't you move over there? I think it'll be easier if people are all.
Is this all Dan?
Ron, is this going to give you a problem in terms of my voice being so loud and theirs?
Shouldn't.
I just had it under film.
Yeah, you can do some of this while I'm interviewing. Okay, is everybody set?
Or shall we get a couple of these chairs over so we're not sitting in the back?
Who are you done? Okay. So who don't you have on? Mavis, let's... Okay, we're going to start with Mavis.
Oh, all right. Ready, Ron?
Yep.
Okay.
What are we going to say?
This is the Matson Family Reunion 1986, and what we're going to do is talk to the different members of the family, kind of get some idea of who's who and how you relate to the Matsons. And your name is?
My name is Mavis, and I'm the youngest daughter of Elena, who was the oldest daughter of Grandpa and Grandma Matson.
Well, I'm glad to know that you know where your mother fitted in, because the last one we didn't know how people fit in the family. How did the rest of them go after Lena?
Then there was Margaret and Bertha and Augusta.
Okay, and where do you live, Mavis?
I live in Plainfield, Illinois, and I have 5 children, all married, 9 grandchildren, 3 step-grandchildren.
Oh, a big family, huh? What would you like to mention for the record in terms of memories of your mother that would be something that future generations could remember
I was
about her?
telling Ronnie and Donna on the way up here today that I can remember one thing, that every time we got over the Michigan line, my mother would say, "I can just smell the lake." And I don't have a lot of memories other than
She died when you were pretty young?
15.
You were 15. But she sure liked coming up to Michigan, huh?
Oh, yes.
She probably would be pretty happy to know that you come up for the reunions
I'm
once
sure
a
she
year.
would.
I don't think you've missed any of them.
Just a couple.
That is really great. Well, let's go over here. Mother, do you want to sit down now? We can get you. You must be a relative of Mavis, I would think.
Let Helen sit with
Well,
you.
you can move around.
I want you to talk too. Come here.
Everybody's going to talk. Don't worry about it. Okay. Ready?
One more time.
Okay. You're-
I am Grace Larson Darcy. I am the oldest daughter of Margaret Matson Larson. Margaret Matson was the second eldest of the Matson daughters. And I am one of 4 children. 2 of them are dead. The 2 boys are dead, and 2 of us are living.
The girls
And
outlived
Helen and Grace are our names, and we're the 2 living.
And where did Margaret Matson live most of her life?
She lived she was born in Whitehall, Michigan, and she lived in the Whitehall area until she got married, and then she went west for about, this was about 20 years, and then she came back and lived in Muskegon, Michigan area, and she lived there until she died at the age of 78.
Well, that's great. Oh, okay. That's great. What kind of memory would you want to share of your mother for future grandchildren and great-grandchildren?
Well, my mother was a very loving, courageous woman who was a pioneer woman who went through many, many hardships. And she did it with a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment. And in spite of all of her hardships, she could always laugh. She always had a great faith in her God. And she loved her children and her grandchildren, and I think she gave us courage to go through life. I think I have many, many times remembered my mother and her love and her understanding. And I think she gave it to her grandchildren, too.
Very good. Thank you very
Old in November. I'm an uncle to Mavis and Fritz and all of the Lund family.
much. My goodness. And how are you related to the Matsons?
Matson? Never related to Matson.
You married a Matson.
That's right.
I think you had some relationship there.
I forgot about that. I married Augusta Matson, who was a
What-
registered nurse at the time.
What year did you get married, Uncle John?
1920.
1920. Here in Muskegon?
Was that Muskegon? No, I think that was in Detroit. Married in Detroit.
That's where you met her? Are you from Detroit?
Yes. Well, no, I'm from Cincinnati, actually,
Uh-huh.
and moved to Detroit, and that's where I met my wife and got married.
Oh, and how did you end up back in Muskegon?
Well, Detroit didn't seem to be the right place to raise kids.
Yeah.
A big city like that, and I thought it'd be better in a smaller town where we had the 2 children, a boy and a girl.
Oh, so you came back to Muskegon area.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the grandma and grandpa Matson at all? Your
Not Grandma
in-laws?
Matson, no, I remember Grandpa Matson.
What could you tell us about him?
Well, the main thing I could tell you, he's quite a fisherman.
Was he really?
He sure brought us a lot of fish. Yeah.
What kind of fish did he usually catch?
Well, it was usually perch. Yeah.
Usually perch.
Hmm.
Did he clean them or did he leave them for you to clean?
Oh, he usually cleaned them. Yeah.
Just deliver the clean perch to your
Yeah.
door.
Yeah, we sure had plenty of them.
My goodness. Did he live nearby?
Right across the street from him at the time.
So you knew him pretty well if he lived across
Oh,
the
yeah,
street.
he's a nice old man.
Was he?
Yeah,
He was.
Norwegian.
Did he speak with a Norwegian accent?
Well, maybe a little.
Not much, though.
No,
Did he always live across the street from you?
up until he died, yes.
That is something. So you remember him. Where do you live now, Uncle John?
We live in Lake Worth, Florida,
That's down near what big town?
West Palm Beach. Yeah,
So you decided to leave the North Woods for the...
it's a little warmer climate, yes.
Well, I want...
Good place to retire.
Yeah. I want... Florence, come on over here. Come on over here. We're going to get your wife over here, Uncle John, so she can be interviewed with you. It's all right with that. No, you don't have to talk about anything. Did you? About that youngest old. This is, I'll bet we know who this is. This is, maybe you should introduce her to us, John.
This is Florence Ross.
Uh-huh.
That is, she was Florence Ross before I married her.
Yeah.
That was 25 years ago.
Oh, isn't that something? You're from this area too, Florence?
Yes, I'm from Muskegon here. Uh-huh.
Is your family all up here?
My daughter lives in North Muskegon and my son lives in Carroll, Michigan.
So
And
you come...
between the two of us, we have 10 great grandchildren
My goodness, that's a big family.
and 10 grandchildren.
Isn't that something? What would you want to share about your husband that would be an important thing for the great-grandchildren to know about him through the years? What's special about him?
Well, I think he loved to paint, and he was a wonderful grandfather to them all.
His paintings are something I think we'll all remember, that you were quite a talented amateur painter.
Well,
He never had any lessons. It was all self-taught.
And I'm thinking about his photography, too. When I was a child, he did a lot of photographing.
yeah, I did. At that time, I even developed my own pictures.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that
And
years
made
ago.
enlargements. I had a dark room in the house where I lived at the time.
Tell a little bit about
Remember.
the trip that I could take on that boat and his electrician.
One of the things they thought maybe people would be interested in is how you earned your living through the years. You
Oh,
were-
I was an electrician for 40 years. Worked for the same company for 40 years.
in the Muskegon area?
Yes.
What? Yeah, about the Milwaukee Clippard. Remember when you worked on the Milwaukee Clippard?
Yes. Done electrical work on that boat between Muskegon and Milwaukee.
Did you?
Yeah.
That is something. That was a beautiful boat years ago.
Yes, it was.
Did you get to go across on it a lot when you
yes,
worked on it?
you make trips on it when you're working.
That's a pretty nice way to work when you have to cross the lake. I think that's a nice way to earn a living. Well, we're real glad to have you back here each year for the reunion.
Well, we've certainly enjoyed it. We look forward to it, too.
It's marvelous. This is our first time at Hoffmaster.
Yes.
And
Uh-huh.
I think this has worked out really well. Well, he's only got 45 minutes in his thing, so I think we need to go on.
Mhm.
We need to have our... Yes, we've already got half of this family, but not the other half. Can you tell us your name?
The boss side, Fritz Rigoni. I married in this clan in 1978,
My goodness, that's how many years now? 8 years.
8 years ago.
I think you've been to almost every reunion, Fritz. haven't
Every
you?
reunion.
Loved every minute of it.
Yep, wouldn't miss it.
Really? What do you do, Fritz?
People kind of adopted me, I think. Electrician. Yeah.
You're an electrician too. We just interviewed one electrician. Now we got another one. Uncle John?
Uncle John.
Actually,
Right.
yeah. I think there's someone else here that's an electrician though. I think there was a couple other. And you work where?
Work in Braidwood.
At
Great.
the nuclear.
Braidwood Nuclear Plant. Right.
That's down in Illinois. You're
Braidwood,
from?
Illinois. Right.
Great, great. Well, we
About
really
25
welcome.
miles away from our home.
Well, it's great to have you come every year.
We wouldn't miss it. Like I say, these people kind of adopted me.
Well, you're a member of the clan. Once
A
you
member
get
of the
married
clan right
in,
now,
I think
right.
everyone who's ever married in has felt that way.
That's
There's
true.
never been
That's
any.
true. Right.
No one differentiates between in-laws and relatives
No,
here.
no, there's no differential.
David, you better come
Right.
over here. They're getting close here. Okay, next. So you.
Barbara Owes, and I'm
Okay.
married to David.
And
He's the third son of Bertha and Werner Owes.
And you live up here?
Yeah, we live in Roosevelt Park. We've been in Muskegon all our lives.
Isn't that
We're
something?
just old stick in the mud. We're just right here all the time.
Why did you stay in Muskegon? What do you think?
And now
kept
you tell me. I don't know.
Well, you tell me, what kept you in the same town? A lot of people
I
did.
figure that out. Maybe just because the winters are so nice, huh?
You were raised here and born
I
here?
was raised here and born here, and I'll die here, probably. Yep.
What are the winters like?
Terrible.
Tell us more about the winters
Oh,
of
the
Muskegon.
winters are terrible. Dave could probably tell you more because he shovels all the snow.
You get a lot of snow in the
Oh,
Muskegon area?
terrible. Just terrible. Sometimes 10, 12 inches just in a few hours. But then again, it'll go for a month and you won't just have a few inches, you know. But when you get to 10 and 12, that makes up for all winter, you know. Gosh, it's terrible.
You know what amazed us in coming up here from Indiana was that you don't get dark here until after 10.
Oh, well, that's because they changed the time to daylight savings time. They do that in April and October.
Yeah, but we're right on the edge of the time zone.
They are, huh?
Yeah.
Your name is what?
Don Old.
Don O's. And how do you fit in the O's family?
I'm the youngest of the O's boys, of Bertha O's.
Okay, can you tell us anything about Grandpa Matson and some of the senior members of the clan?
Well, Grandpa Matson died December 9th on a Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Oh my God. You remember that,
Yes,
huh?
very vividly.
What year would that be?
1937.
1937.
I was 9 years old.
What do you remember about your grandpa?
Oh, he used to take me fishing out in Muskegon Lake.
Did he do anything other than fish? Because everyone remembers him as a fisherman. What
He
else?
was real good at making things from wood, carving, and making nets for his fishing.
So he was a wood carver.
Yeah, he carved me a couple of little boats with
Well, that's something I didn't know about him, that he was a wood carver. What about your mother? What would you like the great-grandchildren and grandchildren to know about your mother?
my mother. She was very good Christian woman, hardworking, and she died in 1962, 72 years old.
You know, one thing I've heard about Aunt Bertha, and I remember her a little bit, was that she was the easiest going of the four girls. That she kind of took things in stride, and she was more placid maybe than some of the others. She kind of,
Well, that could be.
would you say that's how you can remember? She had four boys, she had to be kind of placid. Huh?
You have to be kind of liberal.
Well, what about your dad? What would you,
Well, my dad died when I was 16 years old, so
what do you remember about him that would
I
be
really
kind-
never got to know my dad very well. Doesn't seem, you know.
He wasn't around much when you were a child? Or?
Yes, but I never really got close to him. Doesn't seem like I was closer to my grandfather than my father.
You go fishing with your grandfather?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I'm Betty O's.
This is videos.
And I just came in the family 4 years ago. So everybody's really super great. Love them all. Yeah, everybody's so friendly and nice.
We've enjoyed having you as part of the family. It's always been nice to have new members.
I more or less inherited a family when I married Betty.
Did you?
Yeah.
I have 3
We got
children.
6 grandchildren.
6 grandchildren.
My goodness.
Another one in December coming, so that'll be 7.
My goodness. A lot- And they all,
Majority of them are here. Otherwise, Ludington, and it's only 60 miles north, so not far.
you have to babysit a lot, Grandma and Grandpa?
Well, one we do because he only lives 4 blocks from us, and he's real special to us.
How
So
old is he?
2.
His name is
Ryan Townsend.
Ryan.
Yeah,
Great.
special little guy.
That's wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Not me.
But that was in the
No, I
other
don't think we
paper.
got it.
He wants to be on this tape. Your name is,
Dave,
and you're an O's.
you're right on.
We all look alike.
How can you tell?
Does everybody say you all look alike?
I think
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so, mostly.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Which O's are you?
I'm Dave, I told you.
In which in the listing?
In listing, I'm the third.
You're the third. of the O's.
The third youngest and the second oldest.
Other than that Grandpa Matson liked to fish, what else would you want people to remember about your grandfather?
My old grandfather, Gabe, you mean? Oh man, I like to carry I used to carry his great big fish up from Muskegon Lake for him. Fish were longer than I was. They'd drag on the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
So he caught something more than perch, bird?
Oh, you bet. Yeah, pickerel and pike and all the big stuff. Plus perch and bluegills and all panfish, you know.
How often would he go fishing?
Oh, every day. Every day.
From when to when?
Oh, from morning till night.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he do to earn a living when he was younger?
Oh, I don't.
What was his occupation?
he was a
He
sailor.
was a deep sea fisherman
All
Was
his
that his
life.
occupation?
in the North Sea.
Really? He was a fisherman off the North Sea, too?
Yeah. Yeah.
In Sweden, huh?
No,
Yeah.
In Norway.
Norway?
In the fjords.
He did, really,
Oh,
huh?
his grandpa also was Swedish.
Isn't
Oh,
that something? Did he was a farmer, too?
Oh yeah, in his later years. Yeah.
Did he tell you anything about Norway through the years that you can remember?
Oh no, not really. Just nothing to remember, you know. You'd have to read the history books on it.
He was fairly good working with wood too, wasn't he? Or something? Somebody told me, was he kind of a carpenter?
My
type?
dad was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandfather was too. He built the house we lived in.
His
Right.
grandfather did. Grandpa Matson?
Yes.
Isn't that
Yeah.
something? How about your mother? What would you want people to remember about your mother?
I like my grandkids and my great grandkids to remember my mother as a real understanding woman and thoughtful and kind and generous and
Good cook.
good cook.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Could she cook?
Good cook.
Oh, she could cook like nothing, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Not an enemy in this world.
How about your dad?
He was a nice man too. He was religious and fair to everybody. He had his ways, but his own ways he knew best to keep them to himself. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm getting all the older generation, but none of my cousins.
Quiet.
And I guess they may hang around for a while.
We should really switch places with a copy of every movie we rent.
So it comes out almost as good as.
Yeah,
Okay.
you lose a hair.
Okay, now we have. Are we ready?
Yep.
This is another Ozalback.